Hello, this is Irma Baker welcoming you to our show. We're sponsored by RSVP, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and that's a part of Mature Services. We like to think of our show like a kaleidoscope, that we're bringing you an ever-changing array of interesting individuals, organizations, and activities in our viewing area. We'll be right back with today's guests after these messages.
RSVP of Summit County has been making a difference in our community since 1972. RSVP volunteers are increasing the quality of life by participating in programs and organizations that provide important services to the community. RSVP matches personal interests and skills with opportunities to serve. If you're interested in adding more meaning to your life and improving the lives of others, please call 330-253-4597 extension 166.
Welcome back. Our guests today are celebrating a very significant anniversary, and we'll come to that in just a moment. I'd like to introduce them now. They are Joanne Damian, who is the Vice President of the Cleveland Photographic Society, and Dave Brooks, who is the Society's historian and chairman of this very special anniversary. Dave, tell us a little bit about what this anniversary is.
Well, we actually about 2 years ago, a group of members sat down and kind of thought, we ought to make this a special year because our 100th year, we didn't really do a whole lot. So we wanted to make this extra special, and we thought that it might be interesting to plan something for every month of the year.
Well, what anniversary is it?
It's the 125th anniversary. We were established in 1887. By a group of 20 photographers that decided to get together and form a camera club. So this particular year we decided to do something special and celebrating our being the 125th year. We're the 7th oldest camera club in the country. And because of that, and the fact that it's our 125th, how often do you get to any club gets to their 125th, we decided to just make it real special.
Well, 125 years, I mean, usually you think, oh my gosh, a 25th anniversary, a 50th anniversary, but 125 years. There must have been many special events, special milestones along that. What are some of the earliest things that you can think of that the club participated in or were remarkable for the club?
Well, the first couple of things that stand out for me is back in the 20s, we were really starting to get established, and they actually, with I think Ralph Hartman, the president at the time, was behind this. He was actually able to get several exhibits. I think there was 3 or 4 during the 20s that were actually at the Smithsonian Institution that were from CPS. I don't, off the top of my head, don't remember how many photos there were, but there were several. It wasn't like there were 1 or 2. There was, I would say, in the neighborhood of 20 to 40 that were sent there.
Well, the CPS, Cleveland Photographic Society, still does exhibits, doesn't it? Don't you have some exhibits that you do regularly? Or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Dan Kosminski is actually in charge of exhibits, and he's really doing an excellent job, in my opinion. What he's trying to do is have at least 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 exhibits since I've been a member every year, and then this year is no exception. In fact, we have a call for entries in April for an exhibit that's going to be at Hopkins Airport in Cleveland, which is, to me, we wanted to do something unique this year for our 125th, and I would say that's very unique. In fact, on top of that, he also was able to set up an exhibit at the Cleveland Public Library downtown, which was actually an exhibit from January to March. And I think that just came down, didn't it, Joanne?
It's coming down this weekend, but we also have the Cleveland Institute of Music, which will go to the end of May.
Well, Joanne, tell us a little bit about this organization, this club. I've had the opportunity to come to some of your meetings, and I enjoy the fact that it's open to anyone. The visitors are always welcome.
Yeah, we turn nobody away. We think of CPS as a group of photographers helping photographers. That's sort of our motto. And if you think about our 125 years, you think about we have outlasted 2 world wars, the Korean War. If you just think of the history of the club, it's just amazing. And you're right, every of our events, except for our school, is open to friends, to the entire neighbor. Anybody is welcome to come.
Do you have to have any specific level of skill?
No. We have complete amateurs who have no skills whatsoever. They come in and just by hanging, like myself, I have no skills. And just hanging out with the other members, everybody here is always willing to help, always willing to show you some techniques, willing to explain to you cameras, lenses, flashes, anything that you would want. You would just everybody is so willing to talk and show you whatever you need to know.
Well, maybe this open door policy that you have is the reason that you have reached a very significant milestone in your membership. What is that?
We just celebrated our 500th member this Friday night. He joined and he was our 500th member. So we have over 500 members now. I think we might even be at 502. So we were able to celebrate that, and we showered him with plenty of gifts.
Well, 500 members now for our viewers. You're not talking about 500 members in 125 years. You're talking about 500 members right now.
Today, right. We currently have 500 members on the roster, 500 paid members, yes.
Well, what do those members get?
The members are able to enter into our competitions. We have 16 competitions a year in 16 different categories. We have 3 in each category, so they are able to enter the category into the competitions. They are able to enter the exhibits that Dave just talked about. That would be for members. There's a few field trips that we do have to close off for members because of we'll be given like space restraints. Like the terminal tower, we're actually able to go to the top of the terminal tower, actually 2 stories above the observation deck, where we can go outside, and that is someplace because of CPS's clout that we can actually get into that other people can't. The Mansfield Reformatory, we've been able to get into there. We are able to have free run of the entire Mansfield Reformatory for 4 hours. Normally people who would go there would have to stay on the tour. We were able to, because of CPS's clout, we can get into places that a lot of people can't get into. Just now, I just left Cleveland Trust's Rotunda, which has been closed for how many years? We were just in there shooting, and we were actually able to go down into the old vaults, and we were shooting down there just two hours ago.
And that's because you are the Cleveland Photographic Society. But your membership isn't restricted to the Cleveland area, is it?
No, we do have distant members.
Well, what I'm thinking of is the Cleveland borders aren't your limit, like Akron.
Oh no,
Canton.
no. We've gone to Pittsburgh. I think we were trying to get to DC, but it didn't pan out.
Yeah, we have members all over Northeast Ohio, and in fact, we have some distant members
from California.
We have one that's living in California that was here, moved to California. We have one in Cincinnati. We've got a couple down in Florida.
I think we have one in Brazil.
In Brazil, that's quite an accomplishment. Do they send pictures in? Do you,
oh yeah.
Yeah, they send in pictures of the competitions.
Oh my goodness. So when somebody comes to a meeting, suppose somebody wants to come, and you're located in Broadview Heights.
That's
correct.
right.
In fact, I heard that you have a very unique situation because you are one of the few photo clubs that actually has a permanent building.
Yes,
that's right.
Our we rent the building from the city, but we have access 24/7. So that is why we can have the workshops, the classes that we have. We are almost there every evening with doing something. We have 2 schools. We teach fundamentals of photography, and we teach Elements 10, Photoshop Elements 10. We teach those on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We are currently running some workshops every Monday night. In fact, just a few nights ago, we had somebody teach us how to do star trails, which was very interesting to shoot. Takes about an hour, but go down on a country road where it's dark and you set your camera up and you're shooting star trails.
When you're talking star trails, you're actually talking about stars in the sky.
Yes, stars in the sky. Yes, yes, stars in the sky. Yes, where you'd actually would stack your photos. But yeah, we're teaching people to do stuff like this with their photography. So we're trying to take everybody who's coming in and take them to the next level. And this is all part of our, and this is all open to members, friends, and that's basically what we're trying to, reach out to the community. We have a phenomenal community service program, which started in about 2008 by Jim Frazier, who's one of our members, and he took it from one organization that we would do photos for, and I think he's up to over 30 members now, 30 organizations like Alzheimer's, Upside of Downs,
American Heart Association.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
diabetes,
all kinds of,
and we will go out for an event, any event that they call us on, and we will go out and we will photograph their events for them, and we will turn our photos over to them, which gives them an opportunity to have, memorialize their event, which might be something they might not be able to afford to do with, to hire a photographer. And we do this, we've been doing this now since 2008 with Jim Frazier's direction, and actually the last 3 years we have won an award for our community service through the
for the
PSA, which, so
the Photography Society of America.
Yeah, we won 2009, 2010, and 2011. We won awards from them for our outstanding work in community service in the area. So it's our way of giving back for what the city has, for what the community has done for us.
Well, I heard something that I think is very unusual, doesn't happen very often, and that is that with this National Community Service Award for providing photography to nonprofit organizations, that the National Association has actually changed its rules because they don't think anyone else can win.
No,
because you're so far above what everyone else is doing.
Turns out that way.
Yes. I don't think we're eligible for what, three years?
A couple of years.
Years. Yeah. We were not eligible now for a couple more years before we can apply again to for
the community service. Yeah.
That is a remarkable thing. When you go out on a community service shoot, what is it that you actually do? I mean, how does that work?
It depends on the organization, whether it's inside or outside. But it could be a party that they're sponsoring. It could be really just about anything. But we talk to them and find out what exactly they want. We don't charge anything for our service. We're doing it strictly. We're at their beck and call as far as whatever they want, we're there. And Jim's set up the program so that there's really nobody that's there's no organization out there that we wouldn't help. I'm sure if Jim were here, he'd say the same thing.
When you provide these photographs to these organizations, it really does sound like you are doing a marvelous service, because even though you have professional photographers as well as amateurs, like Joanne said, these organizations are getting photos then that they can use in their advertising, in their publicity, in decorating or displaying, in just about any use that they would have for a photograph. And they've gotten it from people who really care about being there and doing that service. So
a lot of them are set up where they don't have really a budget to have a photographer, their own photographer, so they come to us and we're more than happy to help them out.
It's a wonderful thing that you're doing for the community. And certainly it is worth the awards that you've won, but you're not in it for the awards. It seems to me that your organization is more for the love of photography.
That's right.
Yes.
That's really what it comes down to.
And what, Joanne, as Vice President of the organization, you see a lot of the ins and outs and everything for an organization with 500 members and meetings every week. Another unique thing about your organization is that you have that meeting every Friday night and all your field trips. How do you feel personally? Why did you get involved, and how do you feel about being involved?
Well, I remember when I first walked through those doors, how scared I was, and they just embraced me. I'm not a photographer. I am, it's not my day job, but the kindness that I felt from the members that were there already was just phenomenal, and they just, I just felt at home right away, and that's how we're hoping that we do for, new people that walk in today, is that they feel that kindness, and that's probably what brought me in. And just the field trips alone were just phenomenal. And then, like I said, I'm not a photographer. I don't have any special skills. And just being embraced and shown this and shown that, and say, wow, I didn't realize that it was so, I could do this. And when you do take that picture, like even for community service, and you see your photo in their newsletter, it's like, that's my photo. I am so proud, and it just really just, it's just a great thing, and they're a great bunch of people, and it was very easy to get involved with them.
Did you find that members were willing to help you along the way, not just in the classes, but say you're at a meeting or something like that?
Oh yeah, all you have to do is ask one question, and you get 10 people that'll come up and give you help. Yeah, because everybody's always willing to talk about, well, I do it this way, well, I do it this way, and so everybody's always willing to come over and give you some information on anything you would need. And plus, we do have a great website that is full of information, and we have a great we're on Facebook, and we're always able to find information that way if there's anything you need to know, and about your photography, your camera, a lens, a battery, anything you need to know about your camera or shooting conditions, lighting conditions.
It does sound like a one-stop shop for any photographic questions. Well, Dave, I want to ask you too.
Sure.
How did you come to get involved?
Well, my wife and I joined about 5 years ago, and my son was graduating from high school, and we had always been into photography but had other things going on at the time. So she's into photography a little bit more than I am, and we started looking around for different clubs in the area and saw CPS's website. Made a phone call. Within probably a few hours, got a phone call back, and I guess the rest is kind of history.
History, that's quite appropriate for you now being the historian for the organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were some of the things, as historian, you just came into the organization about 5 years ago. As historian, what were some of the things that surprised you as you delved into the background?
Well, I've always been into history ever since I can remember. So when Rob Eric asked me about a year after we became members if I would be interested, we just got to talking, and he asked me if I'd be interested in getting into the history, and because I enjoyed it anyway, I said, sure, I'll be more than happy to help. And there's just in a 125-year period, there's all kinds of things that any club would go through, and it amazed me how many times they moved. In the first 60 years of existence, they actually moved 12 times, and then the last 60 years we've been in only 3 locations. So it's kind of interesting to see how all that came about. It's interesting to see some of the presidents who was involved there, some of the things they did. And then to get to where we are today, it's really quite amazing.
Well, you brought along a book that I have right here, and this is called Digital Photography Bucket List. What is this all about?
Well, that came about 3 years ago now.
About 3 years ago, David Bush.
Yeah, David Bush is one of our members,
and he wanted to. He always wanted to do a book on the bucket list, 100 photos that you must take before you die. And he contacted the members, and every photo in there is from a CPS member. That book is purchasable on Amazon, and David Bush is a renowned author on photography. And like I said, he coordinated it with CPS. He used all CPS members, and there's a little an article on every photographer that's in there, and there are 100 photos in there. They are amazing photos, and like I said, that book is purchasable at the club or on Amazon. .com. So
Yeah, it started out with, I think all the members were able to put photos in for consideration for that book. I don't know, I think there was
700
there was
plus
hundreds,
that
I
needed
knew.
to be weeded down to
And
100.
weeded down to 100, what you see there. So.
You have something very interesting going on right now, and I think through the summer. And
the scavenger hunt.
The scavenger hunt,
Yeah.
which has 125 photos. Why don't
That's
you tell
right.
us a little bit about that?
Well, there's one of the things that we thought about doing this year as an event, and Rob Eric actually, it was kind of his vision. He had known about a previous scavenger hunt that happened in Cleveland, so he thought, well, geez, why don't we do this? So he and myself and Mariah Kaiser had been getting together since I guess the fall of 2010, and taking pictures, going down every Sunday and taking pictures.
Taking pictures where?
Well, actually, of downtown proper, from the coordinates of the area where the scavenger hunt is going to be is from Carnegie Avenue up north to the lake, and then from East 18th on the east side of downtown to the river. And it could be pictures of anything. Could be pictures of a sign, could be pictures of a building, could be pictures of a decoration on a building. And so we decided, well, it'd be appropriate to come up with 125 pictures for our anniversary. So Rob was a big part of this, but he whittled it down from, I'm guessing there probably had to be about 1,000 pictures that we took. He whittled it down from there, and then the three of us got together and whittled it down to basically what is going to be our 125 pictures. Out of those 125, we picked out 50 to start with, and I think we've just released our first 25.
So do people just have to find the locations?
Yeah,
that's up to them.
They have to find the photo. There might be just a part of a door on a downtown building. They have to find that and match it. But I just wanted to let everybody know that this is, again, you do not have to be a member to join our scavenger hunt. We have some amazing prizes that we're going to be giving out I think it ends November, around sometime in November. You don't have to be a member. You can join the scavenger hunt as an individual or put a team together. If you go to our website, which is www.clevelandphoto.org, you'll see the link to the scavenger hunt website, and anybody can sign up. Again, it's not a member only. Check it out. It's phenomenal. And like I said, we have some amazing prizes that we're going to be giving out.
It's open to the public. There's going to be, as far as the teams go, you can have as many as 4 people on a team, or you can do it individually. And I think the last count, I think we had 25 prizes that we were in the process of giving away, and we're going to have more than that by the time it's all over.
Yeah.
All people have to do then is go to the website and click on the scavenger hunt
link and sign up.
That's
it.
And then you have to go down and find where
the
that
photo.
location
When
and take a picture.
When you do that, the first 25 photos will be released to you. You got to go find them, and that's all they have to do.
But take a picture of it.
Take a picture of it, and upload it to that website, and then the next 25 will be released sometime in the spring. And actually, CPS is going to be holding a monthly field trip to the downtown was broken into the quadrants, so we will be holding a field trip every month starting in April to a different location where some of the photos will be. So we're not going to tell you where they are, but we're going to give you we're going to take you to the area where the photos.
Give you an idea where the photos are.
Which the first one would be in Tower City on April 15th.
Well, I'm so glad that you could come and visit with us today. It sounds like you have an exciting year planned, and whether it's your anniversary or not, the organization itself is a very exciting one to belong to, or even to come as a visitor. So thank you so much for visiting us today.
Thank you for having us.
And thanks to all of you for watching us today. We hope you've enjoyed our show, and we hope that you remember our sponsor, RSVP, Part of Mature Services. RSVP offers adults 55 and over volunteer opportunities in our local community. For more information on RSVP, just call the number on the screen. This is Irma Baker saying goodbye for now.
Since 1971, RSVP has been matching volunteers' talents to community needs. RSVP is affiliated with the Corporation for National and Community Service, a national organization that supports service and volunteering through grant-funded projects. Volunteers organize neighborhood watch programs, tutor children, renovate homes, plant community gardens, assist victims of natural disasters, and serve their communities in many other ways. RSVP offers maximum flexibility and choice to its volunteers as it matches the personal interests and skills of Americans 55 and older with opportunities to serve their communities. If you're interested in adding more meaning to your life and improving the lives of others, please call 330-253-4597, extension 166.
Distribution of this program has been made possible through the generous support of the Kaler Law Firm. At the Kaler Law Firm, attorney Jim Kaler helps seniors and veterans who need long-term care keep some of their life savings in the family. For more information, visit www.protectingseniors.com. The mission of the Kaler Law Firm is protecting a senior's life savings.